So our focus basically is to look at the lucrative career opportunities in cybersecurity and ano ba yung mga kailangan natin mga skills and certification to succeed in this particular field. And also, ano yung pwede natin maging practical steps to kickstart your cybersecurity journey. And I want to share with you the clear roadmap for career advancement on this particular area. So, nakikita naman natin almost every day, almost every week, there are several organizations na nagkakaroon ng mga cyber attacks and nagkakaroon ng mga cyber uh, mga iba-ibang mga klaseng mga cyber threats. And one of those are actually is House of Representative. I think you are aware of this. Last October 13, even PhilHealth was actually na-deface yung systems nila. And there are also some other government organization na nagkaroon din ng mga hacking incident like PSA and many others. So, makikita natin that the cyber attack in the different areas in terms of sa sector ng education, finance, healthcare, utilities. So majority of the cyber attacks actually happening on mga critical infrastructures and mga critical sector in one country, especially those that are actually on mga nasa utilities sector, di ba? Imagine mo, what do you think will happen if we encounter some issues on power? What do you think will happen if nagkaroon tayo ng mass cyber threats issue on our communication system? Baka on day one pa lang, di ba? Talo na tayo. So that's the reason why that we really need to encourage yung mga Filipinos, especially those that are actually on the IT profession, to uh, to check on a cybersecurity opportunity kasi the country badly needs lots of cybersecurity professional. Actually, in one of the event that I have attended, the ICT claimed that we need 1 million number of IT professionals na meron knowledge on cybersecurity and data protection. And that is actually one of our biggest challenge right now because we don't have that number. Ang layo pa natin. So that's why Experts Academy, you might be asking why we are usually actually conducting this kind of seminar because we want the IT professionals and IT students to be aware that there is a future in cybersecurity and that the country badly needs a new set of heroes, and these are the cybersecurity professional. Because this is, I think, one of the area na nakikita natin na we are actually being paid by doing good, di ba? Kung halimbawa, ang naging specialization mo is actually on cybersecurity. Kasi kung titingnan natin, evaluate natin yung mga hackers, saan ba nanggaling yung mga hackers na yan? Ano ba naging mga profession yan? Ano ba kinuha niyang mga course when they were actually in college? Majority of them are actually from the courses na tayo rin naman nag-generate. Some of them are actually on IT, some of them are actually computer science graduates, some of the hackers and attackers are actually computer engineering or electronics communication engineering. So doon ang galing yung mga hackers and attackers natin from those courses. Pero cybersecurity is actually one of the IT areas na talagang dinesign to for doing good. Imagine, you will be paid, okay? You will be paid to perform a task. You will be paid to perform a profession that are actually designed to do good for the country, are actually designed to do good for the citizenry, di ba? So that's why if there is actually one IT area that I think na naka-design talaga for doing good, and that is actually cybersecurity. Kasi di ba, sa other technology like artificial intelligence, kinakabahan tayo nito, di ba? Kasi this can also be pwedeng magamit siya for some na hindi maganda. But cybersecurity are actually designed na talaga to do something good for the country, to do something good for the citizen. So that's how important and that is actually how promising cybersecurity profession is. And if you will check on the mga job sites like JobStreet, makikita mo there are lots of opportunities for cybersecurity professional. Yes, the reason why is majority of the organization, kung kahit saan kayo pumunta, regardless of which sector, regardless of which industry, makikita mo that the most organization are investing money in the area of cybersecurity. That's why hindi mawawalan ng trabaho yung mga cybersecurity professional because the threats are actually evolving. So katulad, one good example nga is that before pandemic, ang trabaho namin mga cybersecurity professional is actually to create a secured network based on a controlled boundary. So, kailangan lang namin gawin is actually to secure the perimeter. Kaya naglalagay ka ng firewall to secure your infrastructure from external attack, the one that faces the internet, and to secure yung host side by putting mga antivirus solution or host protection solution, device hardening solution, to ensure that you are also protected on the host layer. So basically, ang objective mo is to control the perimeter lang because most of your employees are actually on a controlled environment. However, when the pandemic came, medyo nag-evolve, medyo naging komplikado ang situation because people are now working outside a controlled environment. Kasi meron na tayong work from home setup, meron na tayong mga users na nasa ibang bansa, meron na tayong mga remote workers. So that means yung mga empleyado natin are no longer on a controlled environment. They are on different, and they are actually outside your controlled infrastructure. So that's why security becomes more complicated. And I think cybersecurity will evolve pa, no? The moment that artificial intelligence is there, the moment that they are not already using artificial intelligence for good. So mag-evolve pa to over the next coming years. So that's why when you check on mga job site, makikita mo there are companies na naghahanap ng OT security professional. There are also companies na naghahanap ng mga cybersecurity professional for their security operation center. And then may mga kumpanya naman na let's say mga hindi naman mga IT company, they need to comply with the Data Privacy Act. So they still need cybersecurity professionals so that they can ensure that their network, their infrastructure, their data will comply with the Data Privacy Act. And then for organizations naman na merong mga remote workers, the more that they need cybersecurity professional because they need to ensure that even yung online or remote working will be secured as well. Imagine, mas komplikado to, no? Kasi they are on a infrastructure na hindi natin alam kung secured. They are actually on the infrastructure or kumokonect sila on an internet na hindi natin alam kung secured or devices na ginagamit nila secured. That's why online security becomes more complicated. So maraming cybersecurity professional opportunities na makikita mo. However, kadalasan ang nakakalimutan ng mga organization when it comes to building cybersecurity is actually they forgot that 91% of the successful attack are actually due to human errors. Diba? Yung mga sample that we have provided, there's a possibility that there are human errors that are actually involved with those different kinds dun sa mga attacks that they have experienced. Why? Kasi human error is actually the most vulnerable part ng isang organization. The organization need to establish their first line of defense. Okay? And that is actually by creating a human firewall. So pag sinabi natin creating human firewall, that means in an organization, it's everyone's responsibility. Hindi lang yan role ng mga IT professional to protect their infrastructure, but everyone in the organization has an essential role to play when it comes to protecting the organization. That's why we have the human firewall. So I have a separate seminar when it comes to cybersecurity awareness in creating a culture of cybersecurity our organization. I think that will be for next week. That will be our next seminar. So we talk about data protection and creating culture of cybersecurity our organization. So we'll talk about that. But for today's seminar, ang focus natin is more on the IT professionals. So when we talk about building a human firewall, isa sa pinaka-essential component in building the human firewall is to upskills the capability of our cybersecurity personnel and to upgrade the capability of those that are actually involved in securing the infrastructure of an organization. Okay, so this is actually how lucrative yung career on cybersecurity. Makikita natin dito. What I always suggest sa mga college students, especially those that are actually papasok pa lang sa industry, I told them na if you want to build a career in IT, okay, you need to build specialization and you need to build expertise. And if you look at when building expertise, kailangan humanap ka ng areas where na pag na ibibuild mo yung expertise na promising that will future-proof your career. So when we say future-proofing career, ibig sabihin, kailangan tingnan mo yung potential growth of that particular IT area. So kung nakikita mo yung particular IT area na yan, bumababa na yung growth rate niya at saka yung potential niya, do not build expertise on those IT area. That's why it's very important na alam natin yung growth rate of a particular IT area kasi that will secure you for the next 5 years for the next 10 years. So on top of the list are actually cloud computing, cybersecurity, networking, and wireless and security. So cybersecurity is more on information security. Security is more on the physical security naman. Okay. So if you add that, actually cybersecurity pa rin yung pinaka most lucrative career when it comes to building or future-proofing your career. So if you want to future-proof your career, you look for an IT area na makikita natin na merong positive growth rate. So that's why that is actually our main focus right now. Okay. Na, okay, to encourage everyone that are actually listening here na aside sa kailangan ng Pilipinas ng mga cybersecurity experts, aside sa kailangan ng Pilipinas yung mga new set of heroes na tinawag na during our introduction ng videos natin, we also need you can also future-proof your career by building your expertise in cybersecurity. So marami pa mga IT areas pero yeah, Experts Academy always do this study to check ano ba yung mga IT areas na mataas yung growth rate. But over the years, makikita natin cybersecurity and networks are always there. Cloud computing, tumaas to during the time na nag-pandemic because tumaas yung adoption when it comes to cloud. But I think this will still stay there on top. Okay, kasi marami na mga infrastructure right now na tumataas na yung confidence level nila when it comes to cloud computing. And they are now starting to build hybrid networks. No? So when we talk about hybrid, pwedeng yung main infrastructure nila on-premise, tapos yung mga backup nila, nilalagay nila on cloud environment. But you also need to look on IT areas na nakita natin bumababa. You use what that before, servers and storage are actually one area na mataas yung growth rate, but because of the cloud computing, bumababa yung growth rate on servers and storage. So those who are actually trying to build a career in IT and looking for a specialization, I encourage that you can actually go on networking or cybersecurity or even cloud, no, when you want to build expertise. But for today, we'll focus on cybersecurity. There are still some other IT areas na makikita natin na we are expecting that in the future, tataas pa rin yung growth rate on those IT areas. So the focus of our presentation today is actually how to build your career in cybersecurity. Tama? So that's why we will talk about cybersecurity capability build program. The usual conception ng mga ITs is that pag when you talk about cybersecurity, iisa lang yung pinag-uusapan natin. But actually, when you talk about cybersecurity, there are actually 52 work roles that are actually involved. Okay? So some of you may concentrate on investigation. So these are actually yung mga IT areas that after an event na, no? So you want to perform cybercrime investigation or if you want to perform cyber defense forensic analysis. So these are some of the IT areas related to investigation. Pero syempre, when we are actually setting up a security operation center, there are still some other IT areas na pwede mong pag-call. concentrated. We start with collect and operate. So these are actually the groups that are actually in charge of collecting yung mga logs. These are actually groups that are actually in charge of um, log collections. It ensures parang ito yung particular group in the organization na sisiguraduhin na every aspect of cybersecurity are actually being considered. Okay? So that actually includes yung pag-collect ng mga logs and data on firewalls. Then after they do the collection, they are actually in charge of doing the correlations then. So in case that there are actually some attacks, so this is actually the particular group that actually involves on those activities. Of course, after you collect and after we correlate the data, there are also additional set of expertise. These are actually groups naman that are actually in charge of analysis side. So either threat analysis or exploitation analysis, or sometimes yung mga logs na makukuha natin are actually multidiscipline language. So sometimes we also need language analyst that has knowledge on different in different language. So kung Chinese yan, kung ano pang mga iba-ibang mga language that they actually use to generate the lag. So we need to have a understanding, no? Okay, so we also need some people that are actually good in terms of language analyst, no? Okay, to interpret the different logs that we are actually getting. So threat warning analyst, exploitation analyst, okay? So once na makita nitong grupo na to that there are actually attacks, okay? So there are actually group in the organization naman that are actually that are responsible to protect and defend. Okay? So sila naman yung sa cyber defense side. Meron ding particular uh, work role that is in charge of vulnerability assessment and management. So this is a proactive approach, okay, para to check on the vulnerabilities para hindi once na makita natin mga vulnerabilities, we can address it immediately and we can actually put some protections already on those identified vulnerabilities. So yun naman yung role ng vulnerability assessment and management. Meron din mga part of the organization na in charge of securely provision. So these are more on the databases, systems, then operate and maintain. Then we also have the oversee and govern para naman doon sa mga cybersecurity leadership. But anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that when you talk about cybersecurity, hindi lang iisang work role yan. Hindi lahat ng nagsa-cybersecurity specialist nagko-code. Tama? Most of the time, ang kasi interpretation, the one that we are usually seeing sa mga discussion, what they actually presented there is that when you are doing cybersecurity role, you are actually good in coding. Yes, there are actually some roles that really requires coding, but not all roles in cybersecurity. There are 52 work roles, and each work role have different set of knowledge, skills, and ability requirement. And that is actually the purpose of this seminar. For us to understand na maraming pwedeng maging role mo when it comes to cybersecurity. So, of course, we don't want to reinvent our discussion. So everything that we are discussing here is aligned to the international standard ng NIST, especially on the National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education. So this is actually a workforce framework, an international workforce framework that can actually be used for cybersecurity. And this is actually the one that is commonly used by most organizations. They are referencing yung workforce nila dito sa NICE. So when they define the 52 work role, okay, together with the 52 work roles that I have shared in the previous slide, makikita natin dito, merong mga knowledge definitions na. So therefore, parang nakasulat na dito, ano ba dapat yung mga knowledge na meron tayo? Ano ba yung mga kailangan alam ng isang cybersecurity professional? For example, knowledge 0001, you need to have knowledge of computer network concept and protocols and network security methodologies. Let's say knowledge 0012, knowledge of capabilities and requirements analysis. So nakadefine na dyan, what are the different knowledge requirement for you to perform a particular cybersecurity role. And there are actually 628 knowledge requirement. But of course, hindi naman lahat yan kailangan malaman mo. It depends on which cybersecurity expertise ang gusto mong i-build. So each of those 52 work roles that I have mentioned, predefined na kung gusto kong maging vulnerability assessment na role, meron ng mga nakadefine na mga knowledge. So out of the 628, nandoon nakadefine na ano yung mga kailangan mong knowledge requirement for that particular work role. Okay? But aside from the knowledge, syempre yung knowledge is actually more on the theoretical side. Meron din tayong tinatawag na skills definition. Ito naman yung abilities natin, no? Ability to perform a certain task. So, meron ding mga nakadefine, different work roles, meron na rin mga different skills definitions. So, as a matter of fact, there are a total of around 370 skills requirement. And each of the work role, meron nang nakadefine na ito dapat yung skills mo. So, kung gusto mo maging digital, mag-concentrate on forensics, ito dapat yung mga skills mo. Kung gusto mo mag-concentrate on penetration testing, so ito dapat yung mga skills requirement mo. Kung gusto mong maging cybersecurity leadership role, ito dapat yung mga skills requirement mo. So everything there is already predefined, so we are not reinventing things here. We are referencing our discussion based on international frameworks. Okay? Now, katulad ng sinabi ko, let's say if you want to take the role of vulnerability assessment, nandyan na po, nakasulat na yung mga knowledge requirement, skills requirement, and meron na kong nakasulat dyan, what are the different trainings na dapat mong i-undertake so that you can actually perform that particular knowledge or you can actually perform that particular skill set. Okay? So, naka-predefine let's say if you take the CompTIA Security Plus, ito yung mga knowledge na mamimit mo, ito yung mga makukuha mong knowledge from out of taking that CompTIA Security Plus, and ito yung mga skills na madedevelop mo based on the vulnerability assessment analyst na work role. So these are already predefined, and Experts Academy already have this list, okay, and we actually share it for those who are actually interested to build a certain career in cybersecurity. So even executive cybersecurity leadership, so meron na rin mga predefined na mga work roles, knowledge, skills requirement, even cyber defense analyst, nakasulat na po dyan. And then what are the particular trainings that you can actually undertake so that you can actually meet and acquire those knowledge and skills set na required for that particular work role. So nakasulat na dyan. Okay, so I think you are all very excited with this one. Ano ba kailangan ko na per set of trainings? Ano ba yung mga kailangan kong initial trainings so that I can actually build a very good foundation when it comes to cybersecurity? So what we actually did in Experts Academy is we identified ano ba yung mga knowledge that cut across all the across 52 work roles. And it shows there na yung knowledge 1 up to knowledge 6, regardless of the cybersecurity work role. So kung sa ngayon, let's say you are still undecided which particular work role you want to undertake, so at least ito, yung knowledge 1 to knowledge 6, it cut across all the 52 work roles. So meaning, regardless of your work role, dapat ito yung meron tayong common sa lahat. What are these? So you need to have knowledge of computer networking, concept and protocols, and network security methodologies. You need to have knowledge of risk management processes. You need to have knowledge of laws, regulations, policies, ethics as they relate to cybersecurity and privacy. We need to have knowledge of cybersecurity and privacy principle, knowledge of cyber threats and vulnerabilities, knowledge of specific operational impacts of cybersecurity lapses. Okay, so what are the foundation training? So for Experts Academy, we actually we actually propose that the cybersecurity foundation trainings that you need to undertake is you start with cybersecurity fundamentals. This actually is an international certification provided by ICDL for you to establish a very good understanding of the different terminologies used in cybersecurity. In these particular trainings, you can actually well understood yung mga different kinds of threats. Let's say, For if up to now, you don't know what's the deep kasi ngayon, no, 'di ba, mapupunan mo, we don't have a good understanding. Ano pinagkaiba ng worms from Trojans, from ransomware, from malware? So, different types of attack have different kinds of characteristics. For example, virus na lang po, di ba? So, virus, di ba, is different from malwares. Kasi ang virus, hindi ho yan nag-i-spread ng automatically. It requires an intervention before it will actually spread. So meaning, either you open the attachment, saka lang siya ma-install, saka lang siya kakalat. It requires an intervention. But some of the ransomwares, automatic po siya. Kaya makikita nyo, the moment na magkaroon kayo ng mga ransomwares like malwares, magugulat kayo ng mga malwares, magugulat kayo, it spread automatically on the network because there are some malwares na automatic siya. So we really need to have that kind of understanding para naman pag nag-troubleshoot ka, kasi I experienced when I was sa mga ibang work that I have na nagtrabaho ko, when we had an attack, tatanong ko, so what's the attack? Malware ng malware, nung pala virus pala, 'di ba? So hindi nagkakaroon ng hindi well-established yung foundation. So the foundation training will actually help an individual to have a very good grasp of the different terminologies and good understanding of the different cybersecurity fundamentals, no? So this is actually a very good start for those who want to build their career in cybersecurity. Then you need to have a knowledge on network security. So if your organization is using Cisco, we encourage CCNA, but in case that you are using some other products or solution, we encourage you to take CompTIA Network Plus instead. How important network security is? So nakikita ko kasi there are some cybersecurity professional na they don't have a very good understanding of network. They don't understand VLANs. They do not understand the different concept of segmentation on network. They do not understand proper IP addressing, subnettings, and those stuff. So that's why sabi ko, how can you actually perform as your role as a cybersecurity professional if you don't have a very good understanding of network, especially when it comes to segmentation, di ba? So then, ang sinosolve mo naman most of the time are actually security related to network, 'di ba? So, kailangan you understand network first so that you actually know how to properly mitigate network security related incidents. Tama? So, that's why mapupunan nyo, I can go directly with CompTIA Security Plus, but we encourage na okay, those who'd like to build expertise on security must have very good background po una ng network. So you can either take CCNA or CompTIA Network Plus. Then after that, you can actually take CompTIA Security Plus, okay, and then followed by CompTIA CYSA Plus. So this is the roadmap for cybersecurity fundamentals, okay? But for so, if you take those courses, makikita mo, these are the knowledge and skills na mag-gain mo from out of those knowledge. And these particular courses that we have shared a while ago, this is the same set of courses being offered by the Department of Defense of US 8570. This is actually their recommended certification. So the one that we are actually referencing as our basic or foundation skills, foundation trainings in building yung skill set in cybersecurity are actually aligned with other international standards as well. Now, the advantage pa of having this set of trainings, okay, pag mag-build kayo ng foundation trainings, the foundation trainings must be face-to-face. Wag ho kayo kukuha ng online trainings for this set of trainings. Wag din po kayo papayag na hindi learning by doing approach. So this kind of training needs to build na foundation na, di ba, from the word itself. So really need to acquire the basic and to establish a yung very good foundation when it comes to cybersecurity. So it has to be a hands-on training. So the way Experts Academy is doing this with our customers, we actually provide at most 60% hands-on to 70% hands-on, and then 30% are actually more on lecture. Kasi kailangan matindi talaga yung foundation training nyo when it comes to cybersecurity, because the rest of the trainings depende na yon on which particular area you would like to build, but the foundation ones must be well established, at saka maganda dapat talaga yung training that you have acquired. So, you need to look at kung ang objective mo naman is actually to get a job, di ba? Basically, yung mga new hires or those who want to have a career shift, on top of the foundation training, you also need to look at the different uh, opportunities na provide ng mga vendor certification. So makikita mo dito, most organizations are looking at Fortinet, Sophos as their trainings. Okay? So Cisco, Fortinet, Sophos. So bakit sila kumukuha ng mga ganitong klaseng mga cyber checkpoint, PFSense, no? So bakit ito yung mga ano? Kasi they also need someone that knows how to operate yung mga existing solutions nila when it comes to network and cybersecurity. So that's why you also need to look at those vendor certification also for uh to parang mas padali, no? On top of the foundation trainings that you have, pag nakita nila that you have certifications on different vendor certification, at least it will be an advantage na rin sa inyo. So why are companies are encouraging IT certification exams? Okay. So I think I don't need to explain this. Marami na rin siguro kayong mga kaibigan, co-workers, or mga mentors that already explained the importance of IT certification. So, but hindi naman to ilalagay ng mga employer to mga requirement na to if it's not an essential requirement para kumuha sila ng tao. Kasi certification actually validates the skill set of an individual. Especially if you have yung vendor certification at nakita nila na if you have na meron kang uh, that you attended yung mga industry-based training certification. Okay. Ang labanan kasi ngayon natin dito, kasi skill set ang pinag-uusapan dito, hindi na to these are no longer the days na ang labanan is actually from what school you are, ano yung mga nakuha mong mga award when you are actually in school. Ngayon, ang labanan na in the industry is actually more on your skill set, your capability, and certification exams will actually help you validate that you actually possess a particular work role. Actually, meron kaming mga industry partners, okay, na ang ginagawa nila is pinapabalidate nila sa Experts Academy yung mga i-hire nila. We provide certificate of competency. So on top of their certification, meron silang paggagawa sa amin. Yung i-hire namin, can you check na if they can configure network, if they can configure access list, if they can configure routing, switching, before they actually accept yung mga estudyante. So, top motivation of those people why they are taking certification exam is they want to land a job on cybersecurity. They want to get promotion or advancement. They want to have a job opportunity in other industries. So basically, makikita mo, nag-evolve lang naman yung reasons why people are taking taking certification exam, either to seek job seeker sila, or they want to advance their career in a particular area. Or the company requires them because kailangan ng company nila a certain level of skill set for them to be able to perform yung directions ng organization. So who are actually taking certification exam? So you will be surprised here that majority of those taking certification exam are actually in every areas, no? High school and secondary schools are also already taking certification exam. High school, secondary school diploma or equivalent, ito yung equivalent mga senior high natin, 7%. Then even mga technical vocational schools, 8%. tertiary already 40% of the tertiary college level are already taking certification exam. So this is actually what I'm trying to say with some of our school partners na we want them to incorporate industry certification as part of their curriculum kasi pag halimbawa, graduate ka, some of the schools or some individual already have certification exam, yung mga nagiging graduates nila, nagkakaroon ng advantage over other graduates, di ba? So, as presented here, okay, majority of tertiary education are already taking certification exam. So, it will be advantageous for college kasi wala pa namang ma-experience yung mga nasa college level or if you are on the college level right now, it will be advantageous for you to take certification exam prior to graduation or prior to for the job so that you will have an advantage over other graduates. Then even other those that are actually on the graduate school or already at professional level are still taking certification exams. Okay. So how early that you can take certification exam? You can get as early as 15 years old. No? My son took his Fortinet certification when he was 15. Okay. So, for those that are attending here na nasa college level lang, so here are some of our partner schools. So, we are already in partnership with more than 25 school, colleges, and universities in the countries wherein they are taking their OJT program with Experts Academy or they are actually taking some of their training certification exams with us. Yung OJT program that I have mentioned, actually in partnership with other cybersecurity professional providers, like then we also have industry partners like Jux2Go, Bounty Agro, so yeah, and many others. When you are actually on the cybersecurity field, okay, so there are actually three areas that you can actually establish inside your organization. One is you can actually create the train program. So this is the cybersecurity awareness program. So pag nag-build kayo ng cybersecurity awareness, no, training is actually not enough. So ang ginagawa ni Experts Academy when it comes to building cybersecurity awareness program for organization, we create a culture of cybersecurity aware organization. Meaning, security is the top of mind of the organization. So hindi pwedeng training lang kasi yung training is not enough na masasabi natin na hindi na magiging biktima yung mga individuals in the organization. We also have the assess program. Okay, so Experts Academy are actually doing cybersecurity maturity level assessment. Ang challenge kasi most of the organization, minsan nagugulat ako, they are expending a lot of money sa mga advanced cybersecurity solutions already. But the most basic one, hindi pa nila na-address. For example, sometimes I can already see yung mga cyber threat analysis. Okay, na nasa advanced level na. Pero yung basic level, which is the basic cyber hygiene, hindi pa nila na-address. As example, hindi pa rin nila nakokontrol yung mga device that are actually connecting to the network. So it's walang silbi that you have the advanced cybersecurity solution if there are still devices, unauthorized devices that can actually connect to the network. Diba? So dapat you need to control first the device access into your network before you can actually go to the advanced level. Or hindi mo pa nakokontrol yung mga users that are actually connecting to the network. There are still some users na group access pa rin. Di ba? Pwedeng accounting. They are using the same username and password. If your setup are still like that, bakit ka naman pupunta na sa advanced cyber hygiene solution if the basic ones are still actually not addressed? So another critical component when you create a capability build program inside the organization is to make sure that the way you are actually implementing cybersecurity solutions inside your organization are systematic in approach. The most essential one should come first and then upgrade it from level 1 to level 2 hanggang umabot ka to the advanced level. And there's actually a systematic approach when it comes to addressing cybersecurity and setting up your cybersecurity posture inside the organization. The protect and defend part, ito yung pinaka-focus of, ito yung dinidiscuss natin ngayon kasi this is the cybersecurity capability build program. Meaning those IT professionals like you that would like to build expertise on cybersecurity, kailangan very clear yung roadmap nyo, very clear yung gusto nyong ma-attain, and dapat very systematic din yung approach nyo in building expertise on a particular cybersecurity area that you want to focus on. Kasi sayang yung ibang effort kung hindi siya systematic. So this program of ours, Experts Academy, are actually trusted by some of the government agencies. Experts Academy is the cybersecurity capability build program provider for Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine National Police, Philippine Navy. So they are actually adopting programs that we have shared a while ago and that yung mga isusunod ko pang isi-share sa inyo. We are already in our 14 years of excellence when it comes to cybersecurity training. We have produced more than 5,000 cybersecurity certified network and cybersecurity professionals since we started in 2012 pa po. And we have a proven industry partnership for internship and job placement. Yung internship namin, we are actually the preferred partner of some of the industry kasi alam nila those that underwent internship at Experts Academy are already certified, already provided with good experience when it comes to cybersecurity. So some of the industry partners of some of those that are actually industry, they are getting graduates. Now, kung may i-hire sila, they are getting graduates out of our internship program. Then we are also in partnership with several colleges and university, as mentioned, and we are actually the preferred partner of even the CEOs, CIOs, CTOs when it comes to their cybersecurity leadership programs. So moving forward, okay, so ito yung mga trainings that we have conducted for Philippine Navy. So we are the we are the provider for their cybersecurity capability build program. This is for Philippine National Police. We also the preferred partner for Armed Forces of the Philippines. So ito yung mga training programs that we have conducted. Okay? So as mentioned, yung mga estudyante, we also accept OJT program. Ang objective namin for the OJT program is that since majority of the schools did not incorporate cybersecurity inside their curriculum, this is actually the chance of the students to incorporate cybersecurity training on their resume, on their credential. So we are actually in partnership with more than 25 colleges and universities. And kung wala dito yung school nyo, pwede naman that we can still partner with some colleges and universities so that you can actually have your OJT with us. Then after your trainings with Experts Academy, kami na rin po nagdadala sa inyo in some of our industry partner for actual implementation ng cybersecurity solution. At least sigurado po tayo na those that are taking OJTs with us, talagang ang magiging exposure nila is aligned to cybersecurity. So we have partnership with different industry na po na dun po namin dinadala yung continuation ng internship program ng mga bata. And usually, meron na rin kaming partnership na they can actually get yung mga direct na, pagkatapos ng OJT program, usually they hire na yung mga OJTs namin in their respective companies. So, moving forward, wait lang. Okay, so, nalampasan na natin ba? Sorry. Okay. So as mentioned kanina, our foundation training should include face-to-face training. Dapat in-house siya and may actual laboratory. Dapat learning by doing approach yung phase 1 training natin. So we have cybersecurity fundamentals, CCNA CompTIA Security Plus, CYSA Plus. So what about for phase 2? So yung phase 2 ng program natin is actually called the intermediate training. So this will actually help supplement yung initial training that you have. Kasi importante rin na you have knowledge on actual cyber range skills. So do you know that on command line basic cyber range pa lang, you can already do a lot of discovery. You can already do a lot of cybersecurity related commands na pwede niyo magamit for for cybersecurity, cyber threat hunting range, Linux cyber range. Then we also provide basic EC Council CEH. So ito yung mga foundation skills that you need on top of the four that I have mentioned. Sir, paano kung tapos na po namin yan? So pagkatapos niyo po ng foundation and intermediate training, you can actually move to phase 3. Ito yung pipili na po kayo ng particular cybersecurity field that you want. So meaning, pipili na kayo out of the 52 work roles, ano ba yung gusto kong maging specialization? Gusto ko bang maging SOC analyst? Gusto ko bang maging digital forensic analyst? Gusto ko bang maging security architect? So, depende on which particular work roles you want to acquire. So, most of the time, okay, so we already provide a training program for the different work role. For example, gusto mo mag-start yung career mo as security engineer. 'Di ba makikita natin, no, ito yung this is usually how we structure yung cybersecurity inside the organization. 'Di ba nabanggit ko yung cybersecurity awareness. So these are the threats na meron tayo through the cybersecurity awareness and adherence to cybersecurity policies, nakakapag-build tayo ng first line of defense inside the organization by creating the human firewall. Imagine, kung wala po kayong effective cybersecurity awareness culture inside the organization, and then wala kayong policies, cybersecurity policies in place, you actually lost the opportunity to create the first line of defense. So everything is actually nakasalalay sa mga IT, their capability to provide cybersecurity solutions. So that's why importante yung cybersecurity capability build program inside the organization na hindi lang naman yung IT ang kailangan nating i-develop. You need to have a very good cybersecurity policies in place, and there should be a good cybersecurity awareness culture inside the organization. So with the help of the first line of defense and the technical controls na i-establish ng mga cybersecurity experts, you have a stronger defense from these cybersecurity threats. And the security engineer can actually help yung mga organizations to create an effective asset discovery, build teams, technical skills, organization security controls. So like yung mga pag-establish mga role-based access control, multi-factor authentication, asset discovery and inventory management. So ito yung mga ginagawa nila, okay, in terms of mga unauthorized access misconfiguration and different kinds of threat. So, meron akong established na solutions for this and roadmap. So dito usually ito po naman yung stage wherein Experts Academy, since we are the preferred partner of InfoSec in the country. So meron na po kaming roadmap na provide, and if you want to take this particular roadmap, you have a 1 year access to all these trainings na. So all you need to do is actually to get a 1 year access, and you can already have all the trainings available, whether it's certification program, skills development program, or even mga cybersecurity range. These are already available if you want to take the role of a security engineer. If you want to take the role of cyber defense analyst, meron na rin kung nakadesign na mga SOC analyst. Meron na kung kaming design na mga training program. It's already predefined on our InfoSec system. And meron na rin kung mga cyber range that are actually attached as a SOC analyst role. So for example, may tanong, halimbawa, natapos ka na yung SOC analyst pero hindi pa nag-expire yung 1 year access ko, walang problema. You can actually get another roadmap hanggat hindi pa ubos yung 1 year access mo. You can still take as many courses as you want. Okay? And you can actually learn more cybersecurity skill set. So, eto nga, as mentioned, this is essential, yung yung capability build program na sa individual to establish naman and help establish the technical control. Because yung first line of defense natin yan can be addressed by the policies and can be addressed by creating the awareness culture. But eto, yung particular areas na to, we need to establish we need to upgrade our skill set so that we will acquire the knowledge and skills to to establish yung tech controls or the second line of defense inside the organization. So there are still a lot here na marami pang mga role. If you want penetration tester, there are already available training program for that. For security managers, there are already available. So when you have your access here, so you have access to more than 500 courses. You can actually have learning paths, okay, depending on what particular role you want to undertake. And there are already hands-on learning. These are cloud-based cyber range, cloud-based cyber range that are already available. There are all around 100 plus cyber range available. So these are example of cyber training that we have. So let's say if you want to take the cyber defense analyst role, ito yung mga trainings na pwede mong kuhanin. The hours are already here. And then, you can take as many trainings as you can, okay, for this particular role. But there are still other roles here. Kung natapos mo na to and you want to move to take the other roles, possible din naman, and you can actually take other roles. Let's say if you want to take Computer Security Plus, yeah, you can see here yung training programs. These are actually captured from an actual trainings din naman, okay? And then for every trainings that you have completed, you will receive a certificate of completion from InfoSec. So, nandiyan yung pangalan nyo, yung training program nyo, and coming mismo from InfoSec. So, we have a part of the training program, meron ding skills assessment. Okay, ito yung mga cyber range. Ito yung mga preparation for exam or just assessment exam. And there are also a lot of cyber range available. So, makikita mo dyan, there are more than hundreds, no? So Linux cyber range, Empire attack, so secure coding C++ cyber range. So these are cloud-based cyber range that you can actually practice when it comes to depending on which particular training you are undertaking, and then the equivalent yan na cyber range that you need to finish. So purple team, cyber range, SCADA cyber range. If you are on the if you are on the electric cooperative sector, you can actually take this SCADA cyber range, network traffic analysis cyber range, and many others. Okay. There are also projects that are actually available. And kung ikaw naman yung cybersecurity leaders, you can actually enroll yung mga engineers mo, and you can actually, you will have visibility on the progress of each of your engineer. Okay? So maganda rin to for organization na kung gusto nila halimbawa maraming iba-ibang work role yung mga padadala, so they can actually just get these trainings, and then they can actually send yung mga engineers nila or enroll yung mga engineers nila for the different training program. Then you can here you can see kung ano na yung status ng learner, how much percentage they have completed, and so on. Okay. Once you're done with phase 3, ibig sabihin, na-establish mo na meron ka ng particular expertise, no? Particular work role expertise. So the fourth phase is actually do not stop studying. Okay? So kailangan mo ng continue education. Okay? So we have the cyber range laboratory access. Okay? So kung titingnan nyo dito, di ba, kailangan pa-practice nyo pa rin siya. So meron tayong mga cyber range access wherein there is scenario repository. Tapos, you can actually practice as many as, okay, 5,000, 100,000 plus test scenario. So meaning, pwede kang mag-practice ng denial of service attack, distributed denial of service attack, and you can actually learn, you will actually learn how to identify the attack and actually how to mitigate those attacks. So kasi kailangan ma-practice mo siya. Kasi in the event na dumating yung incident na meron kayong makitang logs, you know how to identify what kind of attack it is, and you know how to actually mitigate those attacks. So it requires continuous practice. It requires continuous understanding of the different type of logs. And this particular advanced cybersecurity will actually give you access to different test scenarios that you can actually practice on. Kasi the moment that you are contented already with the dun sa role-based training natin, baka makalimutan. So, kailangan continuous. And in case na medyo kabisado mo na yung mga different types of attack, so we will make it more complicated by having parallel mode or sequential mode. Parallel mode, ibig sabihin, different kind of attack at the same time. Sequential, continuous different kinds of attack. And then the last part is actually join cybersecurity competitions, di ba? Kasi yung mga kalaban, yung mga makakalaban mo doon, they can actually you can actually learn from them as well kasi challenge na siya. So this is actually how you can actually grow your career in cybersecurity. Start with the foundation training. Take ICDL Cybersecurity, CompTIA Security Plus, as CompTIA Network Plus or CCNA, CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA CYSA Plus, and then you can actually take the optional intermediate training, di ba? And then after that, you identify a role that you want to build expertise at, di ba? So once you establish your expertise, you need to don't stop studying. You need to advance your training by practicing the different cybersecurity attacks, di ba? And then join cybersecurity competitions. Okay? So as mentioned, ito yung mga certification program that are actually na makikita natin sa mga job site. So Uh, so Experts Academy para sa mga newly grad is offering OJT program. Kasama doon sa OJT program yung na ino-offer namin is the training and familiarization at the different cybersecurity solutions. So the OJT program, we are in partnership with Fortinet so that you can actually have take several the Fortinet certification exam. Then, these are some of our graduates. Now we have participants from FEU, University of Batangas, Manuel S. and Berga, and many others, no? So 314. So the numbers there reflect kung pang ilan na silang pumasa. Okay. Then we are also in partnership with Sopos, wherein when you join our OJT program, part na nung OJT program is for you to be certified on Sopos certified technician, Sopos certified engineer, and familiarization with the different Sopos solutions. So these are some of our graduates ng OJT program and yung pagpasa nila ng mga certification exam related to Sopos. We are also in partnership with Splunk for SIEM. So ito yung solution for incident and event management or log collection and log correlation, di ba? Then, yeah, so for those that are actually on their na pag-graduate, na pa-OJT pa lang, you can actually contact us and join our cybersecurity OJT program. And those naman that are already on to want to start their career in cybersecurity, so we can offer ICDL cybersecurity and for this now, sorry, mali na yung date. Well, I wasn't able to change the date na. But we have upcoming training this coming June. So we provide 50% discount for those that have actually attended here. So yung ICDL cybersecurity training namin is worth 8,000. But for those who have attended and will fill out the post survey na form, we can actually give you 50% discount. So this already inclusive of the exam na. So in training and exam na po ito. So that is on equivalent to 4,000 pesos. So you may contact us. Then we can actually provide you the 50% discount. So if you want to start your career in cybersecurity, you can start with the ICDL cybersecurity program. Okay? So the dates, i-share na lang namin when you share your interest for the program. By the way, we need lots of cybersecurity educators. So we have Experts Academy na kailangan namin ng maraming teacher. So if you are someone that has skills also and if you are someone that has passion for teaching, we also encourage you to be part of our educators program. So we have the cybersecurity for educators certification. So if you will be part of our pool of trainers, kasi marami kaming mga trainings that we are actually conducting in various agencies. Kailangan din namin ng maraming trainers. So if you are interested, take those certification exam and yung mga program that you are actually certified, we can actually develop you and be part of our training pool. Okay. So we provide cybersecurity technical courses. We provide cybersecurity awareness training program sa mga different organization. We also provide training on Philippine data privacy law, network cybersecurity solutions that play deployment on their respective area. So if you will be part of our pool of trainers and professional, meron din kasi kami minsan may mga projects kami that will require to deploy, especially po yung mga outside Metro Manila, no? We need IT professional outside Metro Manila kasi may mga solutions deployment kami in other regions. So if you will be part of our community, pwede ho namin i-outsource sa inyo yung mga training and solutions opportunities on your respective regions. So hopefully you can be part of our program and you can actually have a representation opportunities to sa mga regions niya. So you can represent Experts Academy there as our trainer, or you can actually represent Experts Academy for some of our solutions deployment in your area. Okay, so with that, okay, thank you very much for attending our short seminar. Okay, we encourage you to be part of our seminar on May 24. The focus of that seminar is actually more on medyo technical na siya. So because we will be talking about data protection. So um creating cybersecurity culture, okay, and data protection yung focus ng seminar namin. Anyway, we'll just have an announcement. So please do not forget to follow our Facebook page para you will be kept updated po on our training programs at saka yung mga pre-seminars that we are conducting. We are actually conducting regular pre-seminars every other week. So every 2 weeks, we have new seminars. So just follow us so that you can see ano yung mga seminars that we are actually providing for free. So I hope, please fill out the post survey form, by the way, na i-share on your, i-share namin sa group chat. Please fill out your post survey form because we will be releasing e-certificate for those who attended this seminar. And please make sure that you are actually providing your right name. Yung name niyo po, yung kumpletong pangalan niyo so that tama po yung mag-reflect on the e-certificate. Okay, so yung seminar namin on May 24, basically, di ba, many of the organization are actually moving to digital, they are actually have projects on their digital transformation. So they want to automate their operations, they want to incorporate artificial intelligence, they want to incorporate predictive analytics, they want to incorporate IoT in their operations. Okay. Kaya lang kadalasan the biggest challenge po of most organization when they are moving toward their digital transformation, they are concentrated so much they are concentrated so much on their uh, automation, on their digital transformation. Nakakalimutan po nila na one of the key component po of digital transformation is actually data protection. So parang the best analogy natin when it comes to data protection is actually, yes, parang digital transformation, you have a very fast moving car. Okay? Mabilis, dire-diretso, magara kasi you're actually applying lots of new technologies eh. Pero there's actually one key component nitong digital transformation natin na pwedeng ma-derail yung success nyo on your digital transformation roadmap. Okay? Pwedeng maging very successful yung digital transformation roadmap nyo. And that is actually yung seatbelt dun sa kotse. Tama? Yung seatbelt, okay, is like data protection. Pag meron kang data protection, naka-seatbelt yung mga taong nakasakay sa kotse, they will feel secured. And they will ride with your digital transformation app. Magtitiwala sila sa digital transformation effort ng organization. Yung customer nyo, magtitiwala din. Kasi alam nila, kahit na mabilis yung vehicle, okay, they know that they are actually protected. Pero without the seatbelt, what do you think will happen? Pwedeng ma-derail, one wrong move lang, magkaroon ng data breach, what do you think will happen to the vehicle? The vehicle may crash, and it will lose the confidence ng mga tao to use that digital system. Mawawala din confidence ng tao because nagkaroon na ho ng ah, nawala na ho yung trust ng mga tao. And usually, ang nagiging effect niyan in organization, hindi na ho willing maglagay ng data, hindi na ho willing mag-share ng data yung mga customer niyo because you already lost the reputation. So that's why the seminar on May 24 about data protection is actually ang data protection should be part of the pillar ng digital transformation at hindi na dapat kinoconsider ang data protection as a compliance team. Kadalasan, admit it or not, naglalagay tayo ng data protection kasi sabi ni Data Privacy Act. Kasi part of the compliance. Kasi baka ma-audit kami tapos wala kaming data protection. Tama? So data protection now must be treated as a culture inside the organization. It should no longer be treated as a compliance thing. It should no longer be treated as a checklist lang para mag-comply lang ako. So you need to create a culture inside the organization that everyone that handles data knows how to handle this sensitive information. Yung mga data na pinagkatiwala sa inyo ng customer, mga data na pinagkatiwala sa inyo ng mga empleyado nyo, mga data na pinagkatiwala sa inyo ng mga tao na nag-ride dun sa digital systems ninyo. So data protection should no longer look at as a checklist lang or as a compliance thing, but part of a digital transformation roadmap. So that's actually the focus of the next discussion. Dapat, paano nyo protect yung data inside the organization? Alam nyo ba kung anong klase yung mga ng mga data? Alam nyo ba, meron po ba kayong process when it comes to data retention? Meron po ba kayong process when it comes to data disposal? Nagko-comply po ba yung organization nyo with the National Archive Initiative, yung policies natin when it comes to archiving of data? So those kind of things, okay, yun yung mako-cover for next week. So if you are interested with the data protection discussion next meeting, so you can actually register. We will post our registration form maybe by Tuesday, so you can also register for that. And you can actually encourage some of your sa corporate nyo, okay, na sa organization nyo that are actually involved with data protection to register as well and learn yung data protection side of digital transformation. So I hope everyone already have registered, and with that, maraming salamat po for attending our pre-seminar on navigating cybersecurity. I hope with this program, there are lots of people that will be encouraged to pursue trainings, expertise in cybersecurity. The country badly needs cybersecurity experts, badly needs cybersecurity professional. Wala na kung ibang magsasalba sa bansa natin, kundi tayo lang po. So that's why we are so much afraid with different threats na meron tayo ngayon, pero wala kong ibang magsasalba ng Pilipinas. Okay? Pag nagkaroon ho ng attack, di ba? The first thing that they will actually do is to destroy our critical infrastructure like power, communications. Paano kung wala po tayong mga cybersecurity professional, cybersecurity expert? Baka po day one pa lang, talo na tayo. So, we're doing this to encourage, especially the newly grads, to build expertise on cybersecurity because this will actually help us secure our nation. This will actually help us secure our critical infrastructure because we cannot trust anyone. We cannot trust any country. The only people that we can actually trust is us, Filipinos. So let us work together to protect our critical infrastructure so that at least we are protecting the next set of the country and its critical infrastructure. Maraming salamat po and hope to see you in future seminar of Experts Academy. So thank you so much and have a nice weekend po. And Ano po, tamang boto tayo sa Lunes. Okay, so aside the cybersecurity expert, kailangan natin cybersecurity professional, we need legislators po that has knowledge on cybersecurity, that has knowledge on technology, so we will be protected by law. Okay, maraming salamat po, and again, thank you so much. Thank you everyone.